All right. Hello, 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 ladies. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to get started now. Listen, it's been a long 2025. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year, ladies. Happy New Year, everybody. Hey. To my girls, I hope that you had a wonderful 2025, and I hope you have an even greater 2026. We have a lot to do this year, and I am dedicated to taking us to the next level. And we're going to start our Marry Well campaign, which will include a laundry list of things. I'm not going to go into it tonight because we have a lot to cover. But being that it is our, I want to make sure that you all have plenty of time for Q&A time and any things you want to cover. This is the first um, Masterclass for 2026. I hope you had a wonderful year 2025. We're going to have a great 2026. And the first things, orders of business, will be our Marry Well campaign, which I'll be linking. I was going to do it on the Feminine Elite Society app, and I decided not to because I think I'm going to pour into you more. I think this is more of a Future Wives Club space anyway. Conversation, Marry Well, and everybody that is trying to level up is not necessarily trying to be married. So I don't want to waste that information on that. I want to keep it focused to the women that want to be married. So the Marry Well campaign is going to start soon. And so you'll be hearing more about that. I want to make sure that you all are acclimated to the space. Welcome to all of our new Future Wives Club members. Shout out to you. Good to see you. I hope you're enjoying the space. It's a lot of things going on, and the space works well if you also have the Feminine Elite Society app, and you can access the Future Wives Club from the app as well, so you don't always have to sit at your PC. So I wanted to make sure that it was convenient that you can access both, but you have to be subscribed to the app to get into the Future Wives Club space. But I believe that even if you are just registered on the app, you should be able to pull up the link that takes you to the Future Wives Club. You still should be able to log into the Future Wives Club from that, even if you're not subscribe to the app. But I highly recommend you do because there's lots and lots and lots, tons of information. I'm going to be adding tons of information. I want to get you all ready for 2026, and I'm not playing. I don't think we're ready for an in-person event just yet, but I do want to do. I have talked with someone else that I want to collab with them, and she suggested that we do a cruise. So I'm still on for that. But if I can't get y'all to show up for a live, I don't know if I want to just promise her that we're going to have a certain number of people come to the thing because I need y'all to show up and show out because I want us to be elite. I want us to be premier leaders of the space. I want you all to have a good time as well, but I want to make sure that we're ready for that leap. So I'm ready to take the leap, but I'm not in a hurry to do it. So we'll talk about that. Hey, welcome, Taja. Hey, let's get into it. Let's get Let's get in tune. Yes. Hey. Hey. Welcome to the space. Hey, Red Rose, Maddie. We have a lot to cover. So I just want to let you know that the Marry Well campaign will start. And I just want to give you kind of a quick glimpse of what that will be. Talking about what that'll be covering. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Some of the things that we'll be covering. I have like a million folders, so let me find it so you can kind of get an idea of what I've been doing over the Christmas break. So not only have I been kind of in and out, but I have been working on you, thinking about you ladies. So let me open up a new browser because this is what it wants to do with me right now. No problem. So let me pull up this folder. And so I just want to let you know what we'll be covering. One of the things I wanted to cover was getting you ready for these high-end spaces. And one of the things that you'll be doing as a woman dating well off men, successful men, one of the main things that you'll be doing is here it is, Future Wives Club. Here we go, here we go, here we go. One of the things you'll be doing is going to high end restaurants and spaces. And I know you ladies have eaten at 4-star Michelin rated restaurants. You've eating at high end restaurants. I want to get you prepared for that just in case. I want to cover everything, your meats, your wines, all of that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about small talk conversation. I just kind of covered it a little bit, but I really want to go deep into that. I want to talk about our body rituals to get our bodies ready for that type of life. Okay, it's not just meeting them and snagging them. It's also what comes along with that. What kind of lifestyle are we living? And I wanted to push that with the photo shoot thing because you do need an online presence. All right, let me look at the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. I do believe that you all need an online presence, and I want you ladies to be on. If you don't have like Facebook or Instagram, it's okay, but you do need to be on something. So I highly recommend you get on LinkedIn, which you only need a headshot and maybe a couple of other shots. I think that is professional. It doesn't scare men away, but it also gives you a social media presence. And it's great for people that are kind of shy. You really don't want to do a whole lot on social media. That's cool, but you do still need to have a social media presence. And so LinkedIn is good. It's not a dating site. It acts like a business card. So when you meet guys, you can tell them, "Here's my LinkedIn." It doesn't look like you're running from social media activity. It doesn't look like you're hiding anything. And I'm gonna be honest with you, successful men are going to be taken aback by a woman who says she's not online at all. And so they don't expect you to post every day. They don't expect for you to have a whole lot of followers, but they do expect for you to have some type of digital imprint. And if you tell them that you don't have anything, it looks like you're running, it looks like you're hiding something. And a lot of women are hiding something. You're not. So go ahead and get a headshot. If you need a professional headshot, you need me to do that for you, I'll do that for you for free. But if you want a full blown photo shoot, let me know. Now the photo shoots are $97, but before you freak out, I'm giving you like a hundred photos for you to use, and all you need to do is send me a headshot. You don't need to send me anything more, and I'm going to do a photo shoot for you. So let me give you an idea of all of the settings that you can choose for your photo shoot. And so you could do airport, you could do jet, you could do beach, tropical resort, bedroom, behind the wheel, driving a luxury vehicle, birthday celebration. You can do a church, Catholic church, a Black American church, whatever kind of church you want to do, mega church. You describe the church, I can make it. Boardroom, executive kind of poses. Um, Bohemian Festival, boho, bookstore. That's a really good look too. Business offices, corporate. One of you ladies, I won't say who you are, but you wanted a home office type photo. That came out really good. Cafe, coffee shop, castles, fairy tale, cathedral, children's, kids' portraits. I also do that. College and university campus, concert, music festivals, country club photos, conference, speaker, a stage, country western, cowboy, and you can kind of write down or kind of jot down any of these that sound like you would want to add that to your photo shoot. Cyberpunk, a kind of futuristic looking engagement couple shoots. I do that. Fall, autumn season photo shoots, family portraits, groups, or anything. You saw a lot of people doing the Christmas pajamas. I do those. Formula One Grand Prix. You want a photo of you on the Formula One Grand Prix? We can do that. Garden tea party, gardening, golf course, high society gala, black tie, white tie, high fashion couture. You can go online anywhere. It's a dress that you want to have your photo shoot in. Send that to me, and I can Photoshop it to where you're in that dress in any place you want to be. Hospital, medical. You want to be an IG baddie, aesthetic. Hey, I don't judge. That's what you want to do. Ivy League preppy style kitchen cooking cleaning housewife aesthetic. I think that's a good look, especially if you want to be a trad wife. And I can have you in a luxury kitchen. You tell me if you see a kitchen around social media, just screenshot it, send it to me. I'll place you in that kitchen. Library study, you want to be in a limousine. Of course, I promise all of you a free LinkedIn headshot if that's what you want. Let's see, luxury beach aesthetic, luxury poolside, luxury shopping aesthetic, luxury travel aesthetic, maternity. I should just print all of these out and send it to you so in case you want to look shot. But let me, I'm just letting you know you could be NBA courtside in NFL football stadium. You want to be hiking. You want to be, high fashion shoot, nightlife, ocean view, podcast, paparazzi. I'm just going through these. Red carpet, private jet, polo match. Oh, spa, sports, summer. It's a lot of them, so I could print this out and send it to you at some point if you ladies express interest that you want a photo shoot. It is $97, and baby, I'm giving you 100 photos. 100 photos. So, and you can use multiple. You can have me doing whatever I want you to do, or you just have me do creative freedom, or you can tell me, look, these are the poses that I want. Um, Luxury kitchen with 50s outfit. That's a good look. That's a good look. I like how you're thinking. That's a good look. So these are AI photo shoots. We're not catfishing. This is you. It's just AI is going to transpose you from whatever you're wearing, from wherever you're being, change the background, change the scenery. And you've seen those photos. They look good. You can't tell they're AI. And I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So the photos that I gave you before, the photos I'm releasing, they're even better than what I did before. I'm honing on the skill, and I'm thinking about offering this publicly. But I thought I would offer this to you ladies first to get dibs because I really am crunched for time as it is. But I thought that this would be a really good look for you ladies. Like I have some photos of me on a ski slope. Okay, look, hey, who cares? It's me and I look like that. So that's the point. That's the point. That's what you want to do. You want to get successful men looking at your profile. That you kind of do these things. If you want to do places that you've been, you want to do Paris. You want to do London. You want to do Toronto. I could place you in those places. And what you're going to realize is that a lot of photos that you're looking at around social media are AI generated. And some of those you can kind of tell, and I've been doing this for a minute, so I could tell when it's AI. But I'm getting so good that even I can't tell if it's real anymore. That's how good I'm getting. So what I'm saying to you, ladies, is that to improve your look on your LinkedIn, all you need is like 2 or 3 photos of you that are recent. And you probably need something like that's kind of dressy, full glam. You need something like that looks professional and something in casual. Good looks. You need one full body, you need a headshot, and then maybe a casual shot. Those are pretty good. And successful men are not looking for some type of IG baddie necessarily. They're looking for an attractive woman that has a presence and it looks like you're not running from any questions or any type of scrutiny or any type of examination, but it does show that you are kind of private and you kind of a little not uppity, but kind of like you're serious about your online presence and you don't necessarily live on social media. Those type of guys love that, and it gives off the aura that you're serious and that he can take you serious. You said, should we email you, message you in Future Wives Club? Yes, you can email me. You should have my email address. If you're ready to get started with your photo shoot and you kind of have an idea, or if you want to wait till I release it, that's fine. But if you want me to get started on it, which I highly recommend you do, because 100 photos will take me at least all day just to get it together and get it looking right. Just send me an email and I'll send you an invoice. We'll get it done. Get those photos over to you. So, and if those of you have been on my email list, if you've seen the photos of me on the ski slope, I could do something similar for you like that. You just let me know. Look, if you don't have an idea of what you want to be couture, you want to be Louis Vuitton, whatever, which I highly recommend. Not too many labels, not too many labels. But if you want to just be high end luxury type of looks, you can go on Pinterest and type in luxury designs for women and then type in flat lay, and then it will pull up all of these outfits that you can send me. Just copy and paste them, send them to me, and I can put you in those outfits, and that can be you. All right. You need two shoots for two separate purposes. I'm fine with that. Whatever you want to do, that's cool. Whatever you want to do. So I wanted to get that out of the way. And I'm thinking about offering that to the Feminine Elite Society app members and Patreon members, but I wanted to give you all an opportunity to do it first. Because once they see you all's photos, they're going to be like, oh, wow, those are great. And I'm getting better at it. So people, hard pressed, some people don't even know my photos are AI generated. But it's not like I'm trying to hide anything, but they look so good. I'm like, and it's not catfishing and everything, but I want y'all to get with it. This is the new spending thousands of dollars on a photo shoot is insane at this point. So if you could take photos of you in Paris without having to pay for a $2,000 flight to Paris, $1,000 a night hotel room, and paying $10,000 photographer just to have the Eiffel Tower in the back of you in a professional editorial shoot, and you just need pennies on a dollar for a photo, I'm literally charging you less than a dollar for a photo. Um, uh, AI is I give it to about summertime before everybody starts picking up on this. And when women start seeing you and guys see you, oh, she's in a business suit. Oh, she's in I have a photo of me in a swimsuit, a poolside in like Bahamas somewhere. I forgot where it was. Old money part of Bahamas. Girl, you can't tell it's AI. And when I tell you these photos look great, I'm only getting better. So by the summertime, everybody will be on this bandwagon. But you'll be ahead of it, and you'll be like, oh child, I did that 6 months ago. I'm ahead of you. There, I'm ahead of you. So anyway, we got a lot to cover. It's a lot going on, y'all. Um let's talk about the Jawline man strategies. I wanted to talk about that because a lot of women like Jawline men, and I have reached a point. I don't want you to feel some type of way for being attracted to those men. I want to give you the real skinny on these guys so that if you decide to move forward, can you all hear me? Let me check my audio. Because if you decide to move forward with these guys, I want you to know what you're getting yourself into. And so you're equipped to deal with everything that comes with it. So recently in the media, you've had the Scots and what's been going on with them. And so they're a social media couple, for those of you who may not be aware of them. And I just found them maybe a month ago. I had no idea who these people were. I literally just discovered them. And they're a social media couple. I know when I say they have millions of followers on every platform, literally millions of followers. And I know what it is. She's super pretty and he's super handsome, right? And their content is actually pretty high resolution cameras, is funny, is entertaining. And to see a married couple that's young and they're not old and fat, but young and cute and attractive, they have a beautiful family, and it looks like they have money, like that is just eye porn, right? And so they have a lot of followers, and they have been married going on, I think it's 10 or 11 years, almost 12 years. And he released a statement a few maybe yesterday, saying that he apologizes to everybody, but then he goes into saying that he asked Christy for a separation. And these are two people who've been knowing each other since they were like young teenagers, like 13, 14 years old. So they literally grew up with each other, and they dated all through their teens or whatever, and then they got married in their early 20s. That's what it looks like. So they've been married for 10 years, and 10 or 11 years, going on 12 years, something like that. And so he releases a statement like yesterday saying that he asked Christy for a separation. And then Shortly following that, and he kind of insinuated that there was pushback to that, and then a few days later he gets caught cheating, and her statement was, there's irreconcilable differences, I can't let this go. So here we are, and I wanted to use him as the avatar for the Jawline guys. And there's been a lot of speculation on who he's been cheating with, a man or a woman. And you know how people are, you know how the social media is. But I think it's important that women keep in mind, because I know what the narrative will be. No matter how pretty you are, you can't make these men happy. But it's a method to the madness with good looking dudes. And I'm going to tell you what happened with this couple. Um, One, getting married too soon is, and I don't say too soon because they were in love and they were a couple that they kind of grew up together. The problem with that is people want to sow their moral oats, and that means they want to try different things. And jawline guys are the type of guys that they don't want to be with, and I don't want to say they don't want to be with just one woman, because that's not true. I will say, and I'm talking from personal experience, and I'm talking from learned experience, and I'm talking from what I've observed over the years, and having had dealt with jawlines. What I will tell you is that they feel like they should be able to sample different kinds of women. And he's been with her since 14 to 15 years old. He's been faithful probably all this time, only dealing with her. And nothing's wrong with that. That's actually kind of romantic. The problem is he's a jawline. And jawline men have all kinds of people coming to them, okay, because they're attractive. Attractive people attract people, and he's got all these types of people finding him attractive. And being on social media, he's got women in his DMs, probably men in his DMs, child. He's got all kinds of people in his DMs, white, black, all kinds of races in his DMs, wanting a piece of him. And he's been with the same woman since he's been like like a young teenager, a young boy, really, 14, 15 years old. And he's giving in to the curiosity. He's like, I've been with the same woman. And I don't think he intentionally did that. I think he intentionally said, I want to be with the same woman forever and amen. I don't think he set out to hurt her feelings, but things have changed and things have evolved. And that's typically what happens when people get together too soon. And you put everything on social media, now he's exposed to everything he could have. Yikes. Now, this could happen with any guy. You're right. It isn't just jawline dudes that this happens to. You're absolutely right. But with jawline guys, it's a next level intensity. It's a next level pressure to be faithful. It's next level pressure to be faithful because she's good looking and he's good looking. And I don't know if I told you this, ladies, on YouTube, but I said two pretty people are going to struggle being together. I've always told you, ladies, and I get pushback sometimes from ladies, but you're supposed to be the pretty one in a relationship. And I'm not saying that to be facetious, and I'm not telling you to rush out and get the ugly dude and marry him and be happy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you should be more attractive than your mate. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because this is what you run into. When he's just as good looking as you, he feels like he's the pretty one. You have two pretty people fighting for attention. You have two pretty people who have equal pretty privilege. And a guy, jawline guys, um, believe deep down they have handsome privilege. That I should be able to sample, I should have access to all of these things. And being on social media, you're good looking, you're rich, you're young, right? You look successful. That's going to attract every type of woman known to man. And you think just because she's pretty, she should be able to hold on to him. In theory, you're absolutely right. But not when you're with a guy that has handsome privilege. And a lot of jawline guys have handsome privilege. So I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm just telling you that don't think that in order to get a jawline guy, you got to be extra beautiful. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you today that's actually the opposite of what he's looking for the woman that he's going to marry and actually. I'm going to describe the marriages with this guy. And then you decide if you want to do this or not. But with all intents and purposes, he married her. He was in love. He probably still loves her. but he's tired of the same old, same old. And when you take the ability of a man to go and sow his royal oats, and that sounds really bad and non biblical, but it's true. That's how men think. They want to try and sample different things before they settle down with one woman. They're constantly fighting the urge to cheat and have another woman. That's just what they are. And that hurts our feelings. It does. It hurts our feelings and makes us feel some type of way, and that they would even consider being with someone else. I get it. I understand it hurts my feelings to say it. However, men need that space to experience different women so he can appreciate you. So if you look at it like that, it doesn't hurt so much. And what's happened here is that he's only been with one woman pretty much the majority of his life, his all of his adult life. And he's on social media. Everybody's telling him he's fine. He's rich. Of course, they want him because he looks like he has money. He's on there buying his wife Gucci shoes. Of course, there's going to be other women that want him. I'm just talking about the videos that I saw. This big house, Gucci shoes, designer everything, red carpet lifestyle. Of course, other women are going to be enticed by that. Now, the trick to him is that, if I want to go down the rabbit hole of cheating, the women that he's cheating with don't want him like that. I bet you they don't. I bet you they don't. They just like the lifestyle that he comes with, and nothing's wrong with that either. I'm just saying that he's risking it all for unknown. But I think at this point he's okay with that. I think at this point he said, you know what, I've been with this woman all my life and I want to try something else. And he went out there and tried something else. Here's a deeper issue here is that he's jawline. Always remember this, he's jawline. Jawline dudes feel spoiled about what they feel like they deserve. And if she is treating him like he's an okie doke, because see, remember, super beautiful women like her, what is she, an 8 or 9? Like, there's very few tens on the earth. I'm sorry. It's just very few tens. I look at her like an 8 or 9, right, on the beauty scale. And she's probably treating him like he's an okie doke dude, right? She's treating him like he's just a regular run of the mill guy. And that's cool if he actually was that. She's probably like, oh, I'm the pretty girl in the relationship. And she is. The problem is she's with a handsome, privileged guy. He's cute too. He's jawline too. He's equally, if not more attractive, depending on what market you're in. Are you in the marriage market or dating market? He's getting just as much as attention, if not more. I would argue he's getting more attention because he's a man. And it's slim pickings out here. A lot of women don't care. He's got money. He's good looking. He's jawline. Hey, I'll take my chances and send him right on back to Christy, right? So he's getting a lot of attention, but he's coming home and he's going out in the world, and they're all like, "Ooh, Desmond, you so fine, you so this and so that." And he's like, "Ooh, I'm faithful to my wife. I'm married. I'm this and that," and that's all well and good. He comes home, and guess what? He's got this super beautiful woman treating him like he's the okie doke. It's not gonna work with a jawline dude. It's not gonna work. He needs to be priority. He needs to be number one in your life. Period. Period. Amen. Even above your children. He needs to know that. Now, he needs to know that you care about your children, but he needs to be priority over your children. And that sounds really, really bad, but it's so true. They need to have that. And so, Christy, as beautiful as she is beautiful. She treats him like a regular run of the mill guy. Get in there and pick your socks up off the floor. Get in there and cook the kids some breakfast. And he, a jawline dude, he now discovers how worthy he is out here on the dating market, in the sexual market, and the dark market. He knows, even in the marriage market, how valuable he is in each market. He's realized his worth. Now, I'm not saying he's not, he's too good for Christy. What I'm saying is he realizes how much he can command out here on the market. And what he's saying is, she's beautiful, but I'm over the beauty. I want you to write this down about jawline dudes. See, we get all caught up in here. He must have a beautiful woman like Christy. That's what you get wrong. And what I'm going to tell you now is that jawline dudes are over the beauty. And what has happened with Desmond is that he's so totally over the beautiful girl. He's over it. Being with Christy, he's over it. He's over it. He's had an 8 or 9. She's beautiful. She's the mother of his children. He's good. Now, if he's homosexual, that's going to add another layer to it. But as of right now, as of what I'm saying now, if he's with women, he realizes his worth outside of her. And now he's not enamored with her beauty. Remember, he's been with her over 10 years. So his beauty, what we see, we're like, oh, she's so pretty, but he lives with her. So he's over it. And so now he wants to get out there and get him some chocolate. He want to get out here and get him some Asian women. He want to get out here and get him some Latino women. He wants to explore a little bit. And while that hurts our feelings to even hear that, to even think that this is possible, this is what I'm telling you with jawlines. They can't be treated like the regular dude. If you're with him, he can't be treated like he's regular, right? Even if you're super pretty. And that's a lesson she's going to learn. Even when you're super, it's not that he just wanted to cheat and he's a scumbag. It's that he knows his worth out here, and nobody had to tell him. It's just how people are treating him. And this is how society treats jawlines. They treat them like they are God's gift. And he's used to that. And then when he comes home, he's a regular dude that has to help clean up, has to help put the kids to bed, has to help cook and clean, and he has to perform. He has to show up for his wife. And, yeah. So now, after so many years, he's like, you know what? Instead of me cheating, let's just get a separation and let me just see if this is something I really want to do. And he's thought it through. Trust and believe. This has probably been going on in his head for a few years now, which is scary. Excuse me. He's probably been doing this, but he didn't want to break her heart because, again, they're best friends. So what happened was he finally broke, and he said, you know what? Let's take a separation. Let's take a trial separation to see what's good. And she pushed back on it, and I'm thinking, as being a person that's been married and the whole separation process and everything, the temporary separation was something that he could kind of get her eased into the idea of being divorced. He's already checked out. And I would like to know more about their relationships and everything, but he's already checked out. That's what a lot of women don't realize. He's gone. He's gone. He's been gone for quite some time. So what's going on now is by the time he went to his wife and asked for a separation, and this is one thing you need to know, and not just about jawlines, but this is one thing you need to know about men. When they ask you for a breakup, when they ask you for a separation, when they ask you for space, they are already checked out the relationship. It's nothing to fight for. All you need to do is just take it on the chin and go, I'll give you whatever you want. As a matter of fact, the cooler you act, the chances have increased that he might come back and ask you back. But if you kick and scream and fight like she did, he's definitely going to go. And he went in a nasty way because she caught him doing something. So when a guy asks you for separation and asks you for space and stuff like that, he's already checked out. Take my word for it. Been there, done that. He's already checked out. The way I know that is because men don't like breakups. They don't like confrontations. They don't like fighting with their woman, especially the mother of his child, his wife. They don't like that. And this guy is being told he's God's gift. On top of the fact that he comes home and he's treated like he's regular. On top of the fact that they're probably having arguments and they probably tired of each other. He wants to be the bee's knees and she wants to be the prize. Both beautiful people are fighting to be treated special. She wants to be treated special. She's doing videos of her buying Gucci shoes, him buying her Gucci shoes, right? So she's letting the world know that she's the prize. But at home, she's fighting to be the prize. And who knows if she's bossy? We don't know. I'm not going to put that on her. But what I can tell you is when a man comes to you and says that he wants out, he wants a separation, he's already checked out. He's already looked at the landscape of divorcing you. Maybe not going to a lawyer and all of that, but he's looked at the idea. He's wrestled with, danced with the idea of not being with you anymore. And he's okay with that. His response was cool, calm, and collected. And I'm real interested with all the ins and outs. And everybody's going to be dissecting their videos from here on out. But what I will tell you is when a man comes to you and asks for a separation, baby, just let him go. It's good. And so, here's the thing. Two pretty people. People think that jawline guys want only pretty women. And this is true to a certain extent. They want pretty women, but only if she's going to give up her pretty privilege. Right? Write that down. Jawlines are cool with beautiful women like Christy. Only if she surrenders her pretty privilege. So, Nicole, what woman would give up her pretty privilege? I'm glad you asked. No woman in her right mind would give up pretty privilege. And this is why I've always advocated for guy Bs. Because guy Bs are not necessarily jawlines, but they could be. But not necessarily. They're cute enough to where you could still stunt with them, but not ugly like, oh my God, why did you marry him? But I've always advocated for that guy because the jawline wants you to give up your pretty privilege. Guy B would never ask you to give up your pretty privilege. And guy C worships the ground you walk on like you're a walking deity because the beauty standard, the beauty deficit between you and him is so great. You're so pretty and he's so, right? Guy B is attractive but not as attractive as you, so he still puts you on a pedestal and you still have pretty privilege. When you're with guy A, you don't necessarily have pretty privilege. Why? Because he wants you to give it up. This is why two pretty people can't last because the beautiful he's with her because yeah he's gonna get slaps on his back, hey she's beautiful, she's this and that, and he knows it's a good look, but at the end of the day when he has to live with her when the doors are closed and the cameras are off, he has to deal with the fact that he's a regular guy. She treats him like a regular guy and she's not going to give him that privilege. She wants to be doted on like every other woman out here, except she's with a man who wants to be doted on too because he's been told that he's good looking, he's successful, he can have any woman he wants. All of these things are true. So why do I have to wait on this woman? Well, he should. That's the mother of his children. That's his wife. You're absolutely right. But he's a jawline. And it doesn't have to add up for him. It never does. what how many jawline men do you know that pay 100% of the bills? As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of this social media presence that they have is paying all of their bills. Let's be 100. What else are they doing? I don't know them that well. I don't know what I heard chef somewhere in there. So I'm like, and chefs don't make money like that unless you're a celebrity chef or and so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she was on TV. I don't know where they're getting the money from. But what I will say, y'all, hey Valina, what I will say is that this is a lot. Hey Ivana, this is a lot. And what I will tell you is that how many, and you all tell me in the chat, how many of you know good looking, like jawline, abs for days, the super, super sexy guys paying 100% of a woman's bills? You let me know. Do you know any of them? And if you do, how many do you know? Let me know. I don't know too many super handsome men paying 100% of a woman's bills. I just don't. And there's a reason for that. But I just want to know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just an Ohio thing. Maybe I'm in, boring Ohio and I don't see much. But let me know. I just, when I was traveling, I was living in Atlanta. I didn't see good looking men paying. I saw them paying for dinner. And I saw them paying for trinkets, handbags, and shoes. But paying 100% of his wife's bills, I didn't see that. Not in Atlanta. Not even if he was old. All their women work. Exactly, Maddie. Exactly. That's my point. All of them work. Every last one. Even if she works part-time, she working. And so I just want you all to know that you can get a jawline. I'm going to show you how to get them. But just understand what your life will be like. You have to surrender pretty privilege. Put a 1 in the chat if you're okay surrendering pretty privilege. And I'm not trying to discourage you from them. I'm just trying to let you know what it is. And I'm not saying they're all going to cheat on you either. Because there are some that are awesome, wonderful men. But they want what they want. She said, I'm sacred. She said, I'm scared because my husband is jawline and pays all of the bills. But he is 16 years older than me and in his 40s and I'm in my 20s. You shouldn't be scared because what you did, I didn't know he was that much older than you. Because what you did, Ivana, is you still maintained your pretty privilege. You know how you did that? Because he's 16 years older than you. If he was your age, like Christy and Desmond, and I'm not patronizing you, I'm telling the truth. The way you leverage keeping your pretty privilege with a jawline is you have to be younger than him. It's got to be something where you can keep your leverage. So you're able to have children and you're younger than him. So that's how you keep your pretty privilege. That's how you keep him worshiping you. You have to keep a man in a position to worship you, right? If he's not in a position to worship you, guess what? He can cheat. He can look other places. He can get tired of you. All of these things. So when you figure out a way to leverage, and these are the way you leverage yourself, you can still have children. You're younger. You're attractive. You're a baddie, a bona fide baddie. So that's three things you're leveraging against him. And guess what? He's jawline, but he's older. So let's look at it. Ivana, if Kevin were to, let's say, God forbid, he decided, oh, I'm gonna get back out in these streets. That would be the dumbest move that he would ever make. First of all, I've already taught you to take 75%. When these dudes want to leave you, take 75%. I'm not playing. There's no 50-50. You were never 50-50 in a marriage, so we're not going to be 50-50 in a divorce. You are leaving with 75%, period. And that includes the house. You're leaving with 75%. So that's one thing. Number two, when he gets out there, Ivana, you know how the young women are going to treat him? Like a trick. Buy me this, buy me that. Buy me this, buy me that. And he's going to get tired of that. He's going to figure out, hey, buying a house for Ivana, buying her cars, and taking her on trips, and being a wife and mother of my children wasn't that bad. That wasn't a bad deal. He's going to think he's doing something when he gets these young chippies out here, and then they're only going to see him as a trick. Then he was going to realize what a gem he had in his wife. So good for you that you leveraged your pretty privilege. So he can't ask you to give up your pretty privilege because of the age disparity. The age disparity is that you'll always be the young tender. I always told you, ladies, if you get an older man, that's a one way of keeping your leverage because you'll always be young and you'll be his pretty young thing. So that's built in pretty privilege. You get a guy your age, he feels the same way. He's got guys telling him that as he ages, his value increases and yours decreases. So if he's the same age, he's looking at you like he's better than you. He's looking at you like, well, if I cheat, she's still going to keep me because she has no leverage. However, if you get an older guy, you still have leverage because he'll be stupid to leave a younger woman that's beautiful, that loves him, that's trying. And even if you had a so marriage, it still is better than what he would get in the streets. That's how you leverage your age. That's how you keep your pretty privilege. So in the Christy and Desmond situation, they're the same freaking age. There's no leverage. He has no leverage. None. And then she has 2 kids by him. So not only do you have 2 kids, so that's that. You're pretty, but you're divorced with 2 kids. And I'm not saying she's not valuable. I'm telling you how he looks at it, how the world looks at it, how men look at it. She's been with him for so long. That's actually a plus because men look at it as she hasn't been sleeping around. So she'll rebound pretty good. She'll rebound just fine. Matter of fact, she'll probably get a bona fide millionaire this time. And hopefully she gets him and he's okay looking, not some jawline. But she probably will get a jawline. I'm looking at her and she probably feels like she deserves a jawline. She'll get another jawline and she'll go through the same thing once again. Her third marriage will be better because he'll be okay looking. She would have learned by then. All right, so mark my words. She's going to get another jawline. And because she's got a stunt for you all. She's going to get another jawline. He's going to and then the third person she's with, that's the one that's going to treat her like gold. If she isn't jaded. So anyway, what was I saying? So Christy has no leverage. She has none. He has perceived leverage. He's good looking. He's young. He's not even 35. He's good looking. He's tall. He's, built. He's got some sort of fashion sense, I guess. So he's not a bum. He's not dusty. He's got money. He's got a skill. He's a father, so he shows that he's responsible. He's been married, so he shows he can be responsible. He just had a hiccup, right? I'm telling you how people are going to rationalize this. He's a jawline, and he's got money. So he's going to rebrand. He's going to rebrand. He's going to rebound. And he'll be fine. Both of them will be fine. But I'm just telling you, in the market, he's in a better position than she is. All right. So she's actually in a good position being in his house. She was only with the same man for so long. And that's a good look with men as far as they're concerned. But at the end of the day, he's still in a more, because it's more single women than it is single men. And it's definitely more, he's going to be able to find a woman that will lay up under him than she will be able to find a man that's going to pay her bills. I'll tell you that right now. And that'll be the only disparity, the only difference. So he actually has more leverage to get out here. She has no leverage to make him stay because she wants her pretty privilege. And he doesn't want to give her pretty privilege. He wants handsome privilege. That's what jawlines want. And they've been together since they were young. Exactly. Exactly. All right. So just know jawlines are spoiled. He is used to being the prize. Okay? He's used to being the prize. Excuse me. I don't want you to get with a jawline expecting to be the prize. Just don't. I did this before where every guy, when I was young, I was pretty cute. I was pretty cute. No, hey, I was pretty cute. Flat stomach, simple, semi-large breasts, long hair, got the long, blowing the wind type of hair, I was shapely, things like that. I thought I was pretty cute. And guys told me so. They told me I was cute. And I knew I was cute. I've been told I was beautiful, you this and that. Got it. I got with Antonio. I'm gonna tell you his name. Antonio. Gorgeous. Oh my God. He was dark skinned. He was bald head. He had a goatee. When I said his what you call it, abs, clack 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 out, his abs, his stomach. Oh my God. Muscles for days. The only thing I think he was like only 5'9" or 10", something like that. But he was cute. Average height. Got it going on. Professional guy. Drove a sports car. Gorgeous. When I got with him, I was not special. I got with Antonio and I wasn't special. And I didn't like that feeling, Ivana. I didn't like it at all. I was used to being spoiled. I was used to guys bending over backwards. And he did do nice things for me occasionally. Occasionally. But on the back end, I had to pay. And what I mean by pay is I did things to please him that I would not have normally done. But I was so glad to get that level of priority from him that by the time I got something from him, I was eager to return the favor. And he made sure to insinuate that this is what I expect from you. Kind of not that corporate way, but just kind of like, this is, you my girl, so this is what I expect, that kind of stuff. I wasn't special, and I didn't like that feeling. And without me fully understanding what was going on, y'all, I was surrendering my pretty privilege with Antonio. I didn't like that feeling because I'm supposed to be pretty. I'm supposed to be the one doted on. And I didn't like the fact that with him, I was just an ordinary girl. And I thought, well, maybe, and it messed with my self esteem because I thought I was cute, but with him, I felt like I was a pumpkin head. I felt weird, like ugly. I didn't feel attractive, which was far from the truth. I was attractive, but with him, I didn't feel so attractive. I lost my pretty privilege. I lost my edge. I lost my confidence. I lost my it girl energy. I did, messing with him. Now you say, well, I will never lose that because I'm a baddie, I'm this and that. Congratulations. However, when you get in a relationship with him, unless you have some type of leverage like Ivana has, which is age, you're young, you're a baddie, you have youth on your side. Unless you have some way to leverage him, then he's going to ask you to surrender your pretty privilege. He needs, like, as every man, they need to have an edge over you. This is why a lot of guys love to pay all of a woman's bills. Why? Because he has an edge over her. And I'm okay with that edge. Pay them bills, baby. But what I'm telling you is that every man wants some type of edge over you. This is why some men, if they don't have an edge over you, they get violent. If they don't have an edge over you, they try to take you down a peg or two. Remember the day I was talking to the lady and she said she was heavy set? I said, don't let them beat you down because I already know the game. It's a way to get leverage over you. Everybody's trying to get leverage. Everybody's trying to ensure that they're not hurt, ensure that their feelings are not hurt. So what happens in these situations is this: everybody's trying to fight for, and you come in a relationship with pretty privilege, except you're with a guy who once had some privilege. Not gonna work, is it? She said, my husband gives me a royal experience and tells me I'm the best thing that ever happened. Of course you are. Of course you are. If he married a woman his age, eventually he's going to try to pull rank. He's going to, remind her, I'm doing you a favor. He's going to, let her know, I bought this house for you. You should be grateful. Look at all the other women out there your age. Look how, But when you marry a man that's grateful to be with you, that's loving you, that is okay with your pretty privilege, oh, he's going to treat you right. If you vet him well, he has good character and all the other things that we talk about. He's going to treat you right. All right. Um, he doesn't pursue women. And this is why, ladies, pay attention to this. This is why a lot of women are screaming and hollering on social media now. Um, it's not because of guy B's and it's not because of guy C's. Okay, they ignore guy C's, so they're not a part of the equation. And guy B's, guy B's are not. They don't mind pursuing a woman. They just want to know that they're a priority, which is fair, right? You don't want to be getting all dolled up and going out with a guy over and over and over, and you're not priority. At some point, eventually, you want to know that he's making you priority, right? Same thing with a guy B. He's okay with pursuing you. He just needs to know that he matters. He needs to know that you're making space for him and making him priority. Now, guy A, the jawline guy, he could care less for all that. He is not pursuing you because most women he deals with, in his experience as a man, most guy A's jawlines, and when I say most, I mean 99% of them have had women who let him know right off the bat that they're into him. They are swooning over him. They're telling him how fine he is. They're stumbling and fumbling and stuttering on the phone when he calls. They're acting anxious and nervous in his presence. And if she hasn't had a date in a while, she hasn't had some loving in a while, some male companionship in a while, she is super nervous. She doesn't want to drop the ball. And he picks up on that energy. And what she gives off is that I'm so excited to be with you. I don't want to mess this up. Like, you've got me. I want to. It's almost like, have you know how it is to go to a job interview with a job that you really want so bad, and you're giving off nervous energy, but you really want this job, and you let them know you want the job. You let them know, I have studied this company. I want this job. I've seen the bennies. I want this job. I will do what it has to take. What other paperwork you need? I want this job. That's how a lot of women approach jawlines. And can you imagine not just one woman doing that, but several women doing that from all backgrounds, all races, all age groups, all body types, all telling him that they have decided, yes, Taja, they have decided that they want this guy. That's why men don't pursue. You never let a man know that you've already chosen him. You've decided that he's the best thing since sliced bread before he's shown you that he is deciding to choose you and pursue you and go after you. We give up the mystery. We let him know right off the bat, it's you. I'm interested in you. I want to see you. I want to come see you. I want to link up with you. I want to do this. And so he's like, well, shoot, there's no work to do here because I already got her. I didn't lift a finger. I never told her that I was into her. I didn't even tell her what I wanted, and she's already conforming to what I want. She's already worried about what I think, and she's already basically let me know that I could be her man. And I haven't done anything. You think he's going to pursue that? And that's why a lot of women are upset because, yes, while they may attract jawlines, they're not pulling them. And I know what it is. They're with them, but they get with him and then they find out they have to surrender that pretty privilege on top of the fact that he doesn't pursue. So it's almost just like as if she was dating a Dusty. And she's got a safe face because everybody is, oh my God, that's her man. Oh my God. But on the inside, she's having to, pay for her own shoes. What if those Gucci shoes that she bought was actually her credit card? We see him paying, but we don't know if it was actually his credit card. Do we? Do we know if it was his money that she used to pay for those shoes, or we are assuming that Desmond paid for the shoes. See, so when you're in relationships like that, you don't want people to know what's really going on. You really don't want people to really know what's really going on, especially if you're on social media with millions of followers, because your followers want to believe that Desmond paid for those shoes. So you let them believe that. But what if I told you? What if I told you? Let me put this in your head. What if she's the breadwinner? She's the brains behind the operation. She's running the money. And she tells him what he's supposed to spend money on. And she tells him to buy shoes for her. Are we going to the Armani store? Are we going to the other stores? The stores to buy him Italian cut suits? And she's paying for them? Where are those skits that we do those things? You're not going to see it. The image is she's getting pretty privilege. But you're with a jawline dude making videos about how he's succumbing or submitting to your pretty privilege. You think that was actually happening at home? Think about that, ladies. So, a lot of them let him know they're into him and they don't want any other man before he's even decided to be with her. And then as he gets older, he's looking for, here's the thing I want you all to remember for those of you that want a jawline. As he gets older, and he will get older if God blesses him to live, he's looking for stability before beauty. It switches. When he's younger, he's looking for beauty. When he's older, he's looking for stability on a cute woman, not a cute woman that's stable. He's looking for a stable woman that's cute. So if you have a good job, he needs you to be stable because you're going to be working. You already know you're going to be working, so that's nothing new. But he needs you to be cute and working. Stability first. Stability first. And then to be cute. So let me be clear. I also want you to go back over your mental Rolodex and think about all the couples you know that are good looking. The guy is good looking. He's older. Is he with a super, super good looking woman? Or is he with an average woman? You don't have to wager with me. I could tell you what it is. If he's an older jawline guy, and when I say older, I mean older than 45, those guys are not marrying super beautiful women. They're just not. Overall, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. They're marrying for stability. Now, in Ivana's case, she's married a traditional man, so that's different. And she recognized the traditional man right off the bat. She took him off the market. Most women wouldn't see him as a traditional man. They would see him as someone to use. So he recognized a beautiful woman that had sense and brains that wasn't using them. They actually wanted a family, and he took her off the market. Kevin doesn't look at himself like he's a jawline. I could tell you. I could tell just from the photos and the energy. He doesn't give off I'm a jawline guy type of energy. He gives off an energy that he pedestalizes Ivana. And that's the kind of guy you want. But generally speaking, jawlines, they want you to surrender pretty privilege. And as they get older, they want stability from you. They want you to help out. And he's not planning to take care of a woman. That's just not in his. So if you get a jawline that wants to get married, the way to solidify that and to keep your pretty privilege is make sure he's older. Make sure he's older and make sure he wants a traditional lifestyle. Because if he doesn't, you're going to be working. Now here's the thing. He's looking for stability. So if you're a little chunky, he's okay with that. As long as you're not ugly, as long as he's attracted to you and you're stable. I'm not saying you have to be the prettiest woman in the room, but you got to be stable. If you're stable, got a good job, I mean a good job, not no working at the hospital at night, CNA type of thing. That's cool when you're young, but he needs, you own the senior living facility. He needs a woman that's Not a school teacher, but the school principal. You know what I mean, ladies? You're not a dental assistant, but you're a dentist. You're a dental hygienist, which you mean you're one level below a dentist. He needs you to be a RN, not a CNA or STNA. He needs you to be an actual RN making that money. Anesthesiologist. Okay, he needs you to be the doctor. Okay, and he'll marry you, and you can have a fupa. You can be a size 20. He doesn't care as long as that check adds up. You follow me, ladies? Candy Candy Burris from Escape, that's Real Housewives of Atlanta, thought that she was going around, and some I don't consider Todd a jawline. I consider him a guy B, but to each his own. I consider him a guy B. I think Candy probably considered him a guy B too, because he's cute, but he's not like, oh my god. Okay, he's cute, but he's not like, oh, he can get it. He's not one of that. It's not like that. I think Candy married him because she thought he's a guy B. He's safe. He wants a family. He's even keeled. He's even tempered. He's gonna let me do what I want. This should be safe. The problem that happened with Candy. Let me tell you what happened with Candy. Think about what I've been talking about this whole time. Todd got out there and realized that while he's a guy B to Candy, he's a guy A to a whole lot of women. Now you couple that with being with a type A personality woman that Candy is. Now all of a sudden everything she does is wrong. So now he realizes his not handsome privilege, but just he's a jawline to a lot of women. He's a guy A to a lot of women. A lot of women find him because he has a lot of more money than the average guy out here. He's on, quote unquote. He's in the business. He's got connections thanks to his wife. Now he can leave her and live the life he wants to live with all the women that will idolize him. But with Candy, he's not special. Remember I told you men need to feel special? Some kind of worth to you? Like, with Ivana, she's always going to, oh, Kevin, you're so wonderful, you're so smart. And that's going to feed his ego, right? I guarantee you she tells him he's smart. Oh, you're so wonderful. You're so forward thinking. I never would have thought about that without you. He needs that. You got to give him that, right? But what can Candy pour into Todd that she just innately knows to do that? A type A personality woman is not going to pour into her husband like that. And Todd, being surrounded by all kinds of women in the business now, he's looking at, wait a minute, I'm with a woman who's type A, but I don't need her like I did back then when I was broke and trying to bust into business and really try to solidify myself in this business. I don't need her like that because people now know who I am. They know who Todd Tucker is now. So he's looking at it in a different lens. He's looking at it like, wait a minute, when I go out, I'm special. When I come home, I'm not. Wait a minute, why am I with her? I don't even need her like that anymore. I have my own brand now. See how that works? And so now he gets to push it back on her. She's a bad mother. She's never home. But when you got married, you knew she wasn't going to be at home. Why is this new? Why? Because he realized his worth now. Now, what you're going to see is Todd is going to get his dream woman now. Candy was a stepping stone. It hates me to say it, but she was. She was a stepping stone. Todd is going to go get his dream woman. She's going to look something like Christy. So get ready for it. Mark my words. That's what happens. That's what happens. So Candy thought that she was being safe by getting a guy B who is just a yes man to her. She thought, I'm not going to get a jawline because I know what comes with that. And I definitely don't want a guy C because I can't stun on people. So let me find a guy B that's okay, that's not going to be in my pockets too much. And she thought that it would be safe with Todd. The problem is you're a celebrity. You live in a fishbowl. Everybody sees you. And now to the average woman out here, Todd is rich. And he's not bad looking to a lot of women. So they're looking at like, wow, I'm coming up with Todd. I'm going to make him feel special. Now, if his wife hasn't been home in a week or two because she's shooting The Shy, the TV show The Shy, which is actually pretty good. It's my guilty pleasure. She's in Chicago shooting The Shy. She didn't have time for him like that, and that's what happened with that. So he's not looking for a super beautiful woman because they expect to be spoiled. Women like Christy expect to be spoiled. He's looking for security. He's looking for a woman to absorb his risk. You get with a guy A, as he ages, this gets really, really, and people forget this because they're looking at celebrities. And celebrities, their lives are a little bit different than the average person out here. See, celebrities will date super beautiful women till they die. Why? Because that's what's out there. That's what's in his proximity. He's surrounded by beautiful women all the time. There's no shortage because everybody wants proximity to someone that's in high status. But the average guy out here, that's a guy A, as he ages, he's looking for someone that's not going to be looking for expensive dinners and expensive trips and handbags and Gucci shoes and all of these things. He doesn't necessarily need all that. He's looking for someone that can understand that, look, my grandbabies are going to come over. Let's barbecue outside. Let's get an RV and go to the mountains for the weekend. He wants a woman that's a little bit more laid back, that kind of understands what's going on. You're right. It's unfortunate that type A women don't build up their hubbies for the ones who have, yeah, they forget that little part because they're so busy trying to make sure everything else is taken care of. And they look at him like, I shouldn't have to build you up. You should, just know that I love you. But a man is a man. Regardless of whether he's paying bills or not, he still needs what he needs. He's still a man. He still needs to know that you matter to him. And that didn't work. Tayana and Taylor and Aaron is going to be the same thing. Two type A's. Two type A's and two beautiful people. It's going to be the same thing. I don't know. Have they broken up? I don't know. But I can just see. And remember, it's going to be like a Todd and Candy situation or a Christy Desmond situation where it's two pretty people fighting for privilege, or it's going to be a type A personality woman like Tayana, which I can definitely see, and a man who's like, wait a minute, I know you type A and I know you're successful, but wait a minute, I'm successful in my own right too. And so both of them are going to be fighting for important. Oh, they broke up. Okay, yeah, I could tell you that I knew that was coming. Just like I knew Portia and all her relationships were going to fail. I want y'all to get to the point where you can kind of predict how couples are going to break up based on what I've taught you all. Just know two beautiful people are going to be fighting for being the most important person in the relationship. This is why the old women always told younger women to marry a man that loved you more. My mom always told me to marry a man that you're prettier than. Same thing, same concept. Why? Because it's supposed to be a disparity. And if he looks better than you, good Lord, brace yourself for the drama you're going to go through. If for those of you that watch Sister Wives, I've been watching that show since the beginning. I've been watching that for over 10 years. It's still on TLC. Leon and Jane Kennedy, good one. Good one. Uh-oh, somebody know their history. Same thing. And Jane Kennedy and her second husband too. That was like a Candy Burris type situation. So what's going to happen? Yeah, Leon and Jane, two beautiful people, clashing. Then Jane gets with Overton and thinking he's a guy B. It shouldn't be the same. And no, she's used to being beautiful and catered to. And he was fine with that. Uh, you know, who's DFW? Who's that? But just understand, two beautiful people are going to be fighting for the mic, as they say in music. Yeah, yeah. Same thing with Derek Jackson. When they got together, he was chunky, but he still was getting women out here. He still was more valuable in, I don't want to say more valuable, he was more attractive in the dating market. He always was, more so than what's her name? Miss Jackson. Danae. He was always pulling more than Danae was. So when he started buffing up and getting more attractive, and he came to social media and those women were after him, he really started to think he was better than her. He really started to feel like she should be glad I'm with her. And I'm doing all the heavy. Dear future wifey, oh yeah. With that one, it's giving me weird energy that he's leveraged him not being as attractive as her. He's leveraged. They're the same age, looks like it. It looks like she's working and makes good money, so there's no leverage there. Um, um, there is a looks disparity. He's not as attractive as her, but you know why he snatched? You know how he snatched back is that the pretty privilege from her, Maddie. You want to take a wild guess how he snatched back her pretty privilege? Because she's going to give up her pretty privilege to be with him, to be with Lateris. You want to know how he did it? Yeah, guy A's don't care about you being a mastermind. They don't care about that. They don't. Yes, good, Maddie. Exactly. Dear future wifey is going to leverage his platform. People know you. You're my woman. You know, I gave you shine. I put you on. Right? He's going to leverage his platform against her, and that's his leverage. Right? You have all these people paying attention to you. Right? The same way Jamal and Carrie Bryant. Now, although she had a nice following before they got together, she wasn't no slouch in terms of the preaching circuit. However, when she got with Jamal, again, they're close in age, so no leverage there. She kind of looks like his ex-wife, so definitely no pretty privilege. Um, she's popular, but he's more popular, so there's no leverage there. She doesn't have leverage. Giselle had more leverage than Carrie because Giselle was at least his children's mother, and she had excellent pedigree. Carrie is fighting uphill with Jamal. She doesn't have any pretty privilege with him. I guarantee you she's going to have to give up some of that to cater to him because he likes to be catered to. Now, he's going to cater to her for a little bit. And I want you to watch the Bryants because over time, right now he's catering to her. I bought the dress. It's my fault. Y'all drag me. Don't drag my wife. That sounds really good right now. He's taking up for her. He's windmilling for her. He's fighting for her. Sounds really good right now. I want you to look 5 years from now. 5 years from now, how will things look then? Will he be as vocal? Will they be as vocal? I mean, I'll be impressed if it's the same energy as now. But eventually, he's going to want her to start windmilling for him at some point. Because pretty boys, jawlines, guy A's, they keep tabs. See, regular guys like guy C's and guy B's, they find it a joy to protect you. They find it a joy to pay your bills. They find it a joy to rub your feet. They find it a joy to have. They're like, oh, I'm having a baby. Oh my God. They're excited about little stuff like that. You know, things that we think men should enjoy about us. They love it. Oh, your hair is so beautiful. Oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, sex with you was so great. Right? And we're like, oh my God, it was regular, but okay. He loves me. Right? With guy A's, not so much. They're like, rub my feet. Fix my favorite meal. I want to be doted on. You actually think that Jamal Bryant is going to put up with making Carrie the number one attention in that marriage? You actually believe that a guy A is going to sit there for years on end and cater to his woman who looks good? No, he will not. He didn't do it with Giselle. He's not going to do it with her either. Because, see, I could see Giselle pushing back on him a few times. And he got tired of catering to Giselle and telling her, oh, you're so pretty with your light skin and green eyes. He got tired of that after a while. It got played. And where other women would think she's super gorgeous, she's regular. He's tired of her. Same thing with Desmond. He's tired of her. So he go get another woman, which is what Jamal did. He cheated with some regular woman out the church. Or I don't believe she even went to the church. It's crazy. He'll go get a regular woman. And that's to snatch back his power because he's had to cater to her pretty privilege so long. He needed a woman that was going to cater to him. He got caught up, had a oops baby, and here we are. So he's going to get tired of catering to Carrie. So enjoy it while it lasts. He's going to get tired of catering to her. And do you think Carrie is the type to fix his favorite meal and rub his feet? Oh. um, and ladies, here's a really hard part. We're gonna be wrapping it up pretty soon, but this is why you see a lot of guy A's and jawline guys ending up with chunky girls next doors. Because the marriage often, and that's why he may cheat. It's not her fault, it's his. He'll get with a woman that has the level of security that he needs. And she may not always have the ideal looks that you think he should be with. So she might be chunky, she might be a different race, whatever it is, as long as that stability is there. I just need y'all to understand this. Now Desmond is kind of young, so he might still come out with a stunner, but I guarantee you he's gonna get tired of her and real quick. Just like Jamal is gonna get tired of Carrie. Just understand this is why Hollywood marriages don't usually last. This is why, and I'm gonna say it. I know you love her, but this is why Lori Harvey couldn't be with my boy Mike. Mike B. She couldn't stand it. Mike B is voted the sexiest man alive. Oh, he's been on the list several times. He's the hottest actor. He's an A-lister. Like he's this generation's Denzel. Like this guy is in the stratosphere in terms of popularity, money, status. So he's not really pressed by Lori Harvey like that. And that's why she couldn't stand to be with him. Yeah, Mike B, that's my baby. Two people I don't play about. That's Meghan Markle and Mike B. I don't play about them two. I am diehard to them too. I love me some Meghan Markle. Don't y'all talk about Meghan Markle. That's my baby. That's my girl. Her and Mike B. Don't talk about them two. Anyway, but Lori couldn't. She couldn't. And everybody's telling her. And then on top of that, everybody's telling her she should be with him. And a woman like that, I'm pretty privileged. I'm pretty. He should be glad to be with me. No, not Mike B. Not him. Now, given true, there's very few women that may have her looks, her level of looks, and her level of pedigree. That part might be true. But he will find, eventually, if he's smart, he's going to find a woman that has good pedigree or has some type of something going on for herself. And I guarantee you she's going to be professional, something like that. She's going to be professional, but she's going to be the average girl next door, like a pretty 7 or 8. That's how Mike is going to settle down. She's going to be a professional, like maybe a doctor, probably went to an Ivy League school, something like that. And brace for it, she might not be black. I don't know. But Mike is going to surprise everybody. But with Lori, she couldn't get that pretty privilege off because again, she's matched with status. So even though to some, depending on who you ask, Lori Harvey is more attractive than Mike, depending on who you ask. But he's leveraged it because he's got status. He's got money. He's got connections. He's like the masters of the universe. For real. When I talk about masters of the universe, Mike B is living the masters of the universe. And she's beautiful, but he's masters of the universe. So while she's beautiful, she might be able to find another masters of the universe. But not Mike B. Mike B can find another woman faster than she can find another masters of the universe. Before she can find another A-lister like Mike, he can find another woman to replace her. So when you have that kind of leverage, he's asking her, okay, you don't want to give me your... And I don't think... He doesn't strike me as the type that's so egotistical that she's got to give up her pretty privilege. But then again, I don't know Mike. No, he's my baby, so I'm going to make excuses for him. But what I am telling you is that she's not giving it up anyway, even if he did ask. She's not giving up pretty privilege. And that's why that didn't last. Plus, her mama told her, you need to get a Steve. You need to get a guy like Steve who's super rich and super enamored with you. Go get you a guy C. And Lori is pushing back on that. She's like, I don't want to get an ugly dude like you, Mom. I want to get a cute man that's rich and all that. And Marjorie's telling me, okay, keep on. I'm telling you, you need a Steve Harvey. Now, why is she telling Lori? Why do you think she's telling? I know what Lori. I know what Marjorie's doing. Marjorie came from the streets of Memphis. Don't think that girl is not telling her how to marry. Trust and believe. Marjorie got game. So what do you think? Why do you think Marjorie is telling Lori to get a Steve Harvey? Why do you think she's telling her to do that? Because she's telling her the same thing I'm teaching you right now. Never marry a man that looks just as good as you or more, or has more status than you. He can have more status. He just can't look as good as you. He can't just be the masters of the universe. Just like Tracy Edmonds, she married Babyface. Look at Babyface and look at Tracy Edmonds. No shade, no tea. But look at that. And Babyface worshipped Tracy Edmonds. Google him. He worshipped her. It didn't work because Tracy on something else. Tracy's a type A. So that didn't work. A beautiful 9 or she's like an 8 or a 9 and she's a type A. Yeah, that didn't work because of that. Then she gets with Deion Sanders. That was never going to work. Because while Deion may not be as handsome as she is pretty, he is the masters of the universe. That was never going to work because she's type A. And somebody like Deion wants to be catered to. He was with Pilar, who I absolutely believe she is the absolutely one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Pilar is absolutely gorgeous. If you see the photos of her when she was young, I'm like, oh my God. Beautiful chocolate woman. She gets with Dion. She wants pretty privilege. And I know what happened. Just like Giselle. He was like, I'll give it to you for a while because you're my son's mother. But after that, you got to cater to me. I'm Deion Sanders. I play baseball. I play football. I'm good looking. I'm on ads. I'm a millionaire. I'm desired all over this world. I'm a household name. And she's like, yeah, but I'm Pilar. I'm still beautiful. That didn't work. That he got rid of her. That was never gonna work long time. See, are you seeing a pattern? Just go through all the couples that you see. Kanye and Kim. You think, oh, she's so prettier than him. That should work. No, because Kanye leveraged it. Even though she helped him get some of his money back, that's not the point. He's got the money. He is Kanye West. He's a living legend. He is Kanye. And here she is Kim. But I can have any man I want. I want pretty privilege. He's like, I'll give you pretty privilege for a while. But I'm Kanye. You see a pattern here, ladies? My theory airs out. Pretty women gotta get with average dudes. You gotta. If you're a pretty woman and you're a baddie, you cannot be with a jawline. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you can't. I'm just telling you. I'm just warning you that you're gonna have to give up your pretty privilege. And if you don't, you're gonna be butting heads. If you're an average looking woman and you want a jawline, you can get them, but you better be thorough. You better have a good job. Now, I'm not saying he's going to use you. I'm not saying he's going to cheat on you. I'm not saying he's going to treat you bad. I'm just telling you he's looking for security. He's looking for a woman that can solve some problems. He's looking for a woman that can match his hustle. He's looking for a woman that can solve some of his problems, answer some of his questions. And if you're a type A and you like that, I mean, you can take that chance. And a lot of women are okay with that. As long as he treats her right, as long as he does what he says he's going to do, they're okay with that because of how he looks. Now, I will be addressing this a little bit more, but a lot of women are looking for the jawline man to validate her. They want to be validated. Well, she must be valuable because she's with him. He chose her. You know, out of all the women he could have had, he chose her. She must be top for her to get him. And so that validates her ego. It can't just be some regular Joe Schmo that works at the water company. That's not going to do it. He's got to be top notch, masters of the universe. Without giving it consideration what the masters of the universe is going to want from her. He's going to want a Tracy Edmonds. She was USC graduate, top of her class, super beautiful, and she was a type A personality. She loved to work. Now, you don't have to be super beautiful, but you do need to be stable. And since you already know that he's not paying bills, you already know what time it is. Now, if you're okay with that, if you're okay with that, if you're okay with that, go for it. But these men can treat you just as good as any other men. I'm just telling you, this is his mindset. As he gets older, the more he's looking for stability. It's more than looks. So, if he gets with a woman that's beautiful, she's gonna have a good job. Trust and believe that. It won't just be she just pretty sitting at home. I don't see it. How or can the type A and pretty privileged women pivot to sustain a relationship? She's got to give up her pretty privilege. She's got to give that up because he needs to have that. She's going to want him to lead. Even though she is type A, she still wants him to lead. So it's going to be a give and take there. She's going to have to learn to cater to him a little bit and give up her pretty privilege. He's going to have to learn that he's going to have to give her what she wants sometimes. That means do things her way, basically. Type A personality women, they don't mind the image of a man leading, but they really want to be the power behind his lead. So he's doing stuff, but it's because she told him to do it. As long as he's okay with that, they can make it. But when he starts questioning, I want to be the head of the household. I want to do. She's going to remind him, I'm the battery in the back here. I'm the muscle. I'm the brains. You just do what I tell you. That's going to make him itch. He does want her to be the financial lead. He does want her to be stable, but he doesn't want her throwing that in his face. So if they can get past that, which most couples can't, if they can, they'll be fine. I don't know if you ladies watch Love and Marriage Huntsville with Melanie and Martell Holt. Same thing, same pattern. Two pretty people. What happened with that couple is that Melanie grew in her looks, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. What happened is she's professional. He's trying to figure it out. They were both school teachers. They were both, together. And she was the brains and brawn behind it, the operation. But he's a jawline. He's a jawline. He was looking for security from day one. Martell wasn't looking for no pretty, super pretty woman from the beginning. And I think that was probably because he's a southern boy. Because if he was in New York or anywhere else, he would have gotten him a baddie. He got with a woman that was girl next door looks, dressed her up a little bit. She's a cute little shape. She's going to do what I want. She's into me and she's stable. She hustles. She makes that money. I can make it work with her. The problem is, Melanie grew. Somebody told her she was pretty. She reminded him that I'm the brains behind this, not you. You do what I tell you to do. You look pretty, dress up in that suit, and say what I tell you to say. And that started to bother him, so he cheated. And he cheated to get his masculinity back. And she's hurt because she did everything she thought to do. And it wasn't enough. Yep, Vanessa Williams and Rick, same thing, two beautiful people. Though she said she wanted to be married to someone who did, yeah. Same thing, beautiful people don't work. That's why Hollywood marriages rarely work. That's why Remy Ma and Papoose, that works. That works. I think they're hitting a snag, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get back together. Just to be 100. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the way Papoose is and the stuff that he's endured with her, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they're constantly orbiting each other. They have a deep soul tie. And Remy and Papoose are each other's lane. They're the same age. Nobody is trying to exert leverage over the next person. He's okay with her being the talent. She's okay with him being the producer. They've got a system going. But somebody's getting selfish. Somebody in there is getting selfish. So that's why that's not working out. But they're each other's lane. They deserve each other. I think Remy is tired of him. I think she's ready to get out there and play a little bit. Remy's a city girl. She doesn't like to be tied down. And Papoose just wants his woman to love him back. Simple, super simple. Um, and so that's what's going on with them. Who has enough money where mine won't matter? Yeah, yeah, that's what he wants. She has enough money to where she won't be in his pockets. He kind of wants a woman that knows she's going to settle on him, and he won't have to work so hard to keep her. She's going to be the driver of the relationship, working hard to please him, working hard to make sure they have everything. The house is together, the children are taken care of. She's going to be working in overtime to work her house, her job, taking care of him. She's going to have three jobs: the house, her job, well, actually, four jobs. The children is a job, her job is a job, the house is a job, and her husband is a job. And he expects her to be okay handling that. Don't complain because you have me. Forget the fact that I have a pot belly and a receding hairline, but you have me though. And that's what that is. I don't keep up with him and Clarice though. I've lost. I know they've been trending, but I'm kind of lost as to what's going on with them. But again, he got another one, and he believes that she's going to be just like Remy. She's going to be the talent. I'm going to push her. The husbander, the husband manager. So that's what Papoose is. He likes to be. I won't go as far as calling him an Ahab. I won't go that far, but I'm kind of like not far from saying that. But he likes women to be in the forefront. He wants to push the woman. And if that couple is okay with that, he needs a type A personality woman. And Clarice strikes the way she went at Layla Ali. She strikes me as a type A personality woman, who kind of itches when feminine women are around them. Have you ever met a woman? She's so hard. She itches. She has a problem with super soft, feminine, gorgeous women. She has a problem with that. Clarice strikes me as that type of energy, and I kind of stay away from women like that. They upset my nervous system. Clarice, I don't know, but she strikes me as kind of the same energy as Remy. Just I'm the talent, and you hush and you push me forward. And that'll work as long as she's cool. And that'll work as long as Papoose is cool with it. As long as Clarice can just chill out and stop antagonizing other people, they could probably rock out. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think she's gonna mess it up. So with that being said, women who make him work for her and not afraid to lose him are actually the ones that gain his attention. If you get a guy a jawline, for the love of God, for the love of everything white and black, don't get him and just hand yourself over to him without making him work. Make him call you, make him be consistent, make him keep his word, and punish him when he does it. And be ready for him to not come back because they do throw temper tantrums. But he will respect you. And here's the thing: if he's attracted to you and he genuinely sees something special and he genuinely likes the interactions between you and him, he'll be back. He'll be back. But you can't let him get off the hook without working for you. Because one, that's going to make you feel good about yourself too. If you are making him work for you and he's constantly working for you, guess what that makes you feel like? Makes you feel like, you got pretty privilege. It makes you feel like you are done. And that's out of his scope because he's not used to that. He's not used to having to work for a woman. And that keeps us on his toes. Go watch the movie Boomerang with Angela. Angela, Halle Berry's character. Halle Berry was beautiful, but she came off like a friend. She came off like she wasn't interested in Marcus. And she slid under the radar because he didn't see her coming. Versus Robin Givens' character was a type A personality and she was super beautiful. So in terms of looks, in terms of money, status, and all that, she wasn't impressed with him. And she told him, I'm not impressed by you. Well, that intrigued him for a little bit, but then he got tired of never being priority with her. You notice that? Notice all of the things I'm telling you tonight plays out in all these relationships. Just pay attention to it. Just pay attention to it. Even in the movies and TV shows you watch, pay attention to it. I'm teaching you how to evaluate relationships and kind of predict whether they're going to work or not. Pay attention to that when you go watch Boomerang and you look at Robin Givens and Eddie Murphy's character. It was never going to work because um, um, she would not surrender her pretty privilege to Eddie Murphy. And that's what he wanted. He was Marcus. He had every woman in the office smiling and cheesing at him and trying to lay up with him. People calling his office all hours of the day, wanting his time. And here's this woman, he can't get her on the phone. He can't get a date with her 3 weeks out. She just wouldn't succumb to him. She just wouldn't give in. Then when he finally got a date with her, she still wouldn't give in to him. That was intriguing for a while, but then he was like, ugh. So then she breaks up with him, but in real life it would usually be the other way around. You get tired of her. But in this movie, she breaks up with him, and he's lovesick, and that left the opening for him to get with Angela. Well, he didn't even see that happening. That connection he was forming with Angela flew under the radar the whole time because she was his friend. See, I always played the friend role. I never came at him like I'm interested. Because when you do that with a guy A, he's going to put you in a category. Oh, she likes me too. So let me play her to the left. Oh, she's my little friend. I don't want to be your little friend. I want to be a girl. But I'm going to come at you like I'm your friend. Hey, buddy. Oh, you and your girlfriend broke up? Tell me about it. And the whole time he's talking to me about his girls, his problems, his mama, his home life, his best friends. He's confided in me like friends. And I'm very calculated about what I tell him too. Everything I tell him is good stuff about me. And he's opening up to me and everything. You know what he's doing with me? He's bonding. He's used to talking to me. He feels comfortable with me. He feels vulnerable with me. He feels safe with me. By the time he really needs me and knows what's going on, and the women that he's trying to get with break his heart, he's going to have a vulnerable moment and it'll be mine. Happens all the time. Happened to me a couple of times. And then I got tired of them. It happens. But it's definitely playing a long game. Definitely playing a long game. And when you're trying to get married, that's not the route to go. This is for young women to do that game. When you're trying to get married, you don't have time to just be sitting around playing the friend role. Um, because you want to get married. She says, does this all apply to godly men who are truly submitted to Christ, not the so-called Christian men? It does. Especially them. When he's godly, he's still a man. And he still has an ego. And he still has needs as a man. He still wants to be the leader. And he may struggle with the definition of leader. And so that's where Bible study and things like that come into play. But just because he's, in church and he loves God, and he still has struggles too. He's still a human. He's still a man. And that's why it's a lot of divorces in the church, because people don't understand this dynamic going on. Where you got super beautiful people getting married, happens all the time. I've seen good looking men in the church marry ordinary women in the church, knowing good and well that he was bored with her. But because she had a good job, she's got a good family, she's juiced in. I see it all the time. He's bored. He's cheating within 6 weeks. 6 weeks to 6 months. He's cheating. Now, why did he marry her, you say? Why not? She's got pedigree. She's got connections. She's related to the bishop, the pastor. She's related to this person, that person. She's got connections. Boring? Absolutely. Does she have a good job? Yep. So I'll deal with it. I'll suffer through it because I won't have to work hard to take care of her. She's not going to ask for much. She's so grateful to be with me. I see it all the time. And he loves God. He's not consciously going out and doing that. He literally loves her, but it's still certain things that he's still going to require. And she's going to have to be okay knowing that even though y'all love God and you're in church, there's still going to be women that find him attractive. She's got to be okay with that. I'm not saying he's going to run out and cheat, because he shouldn't. But that's what he'll be facing. He'll be facing the same things. Okay. Real quick, if you want a guy A, you got to have a good job. You got to act like you're not afraid to lose him. You must pledge loyalty to him once he pledges love for you. Once he says he loves you, you got to pledge your loyalty. Period. You have to pledge your loyalty to him. He needs to know that you're not going anywhere anytime soon. And pretty boy infatuation, and I'll mention this and then we'll wrap up tonight. I think this is enough. But what I will say is that with Christy and Desmond, they represent the pretty boy infatuation that a lot of women have. And I don't think that this is Christy's deal because they fell in love so young. But with jawline guys, okay, a lot of women have low self-esteem. And I talk about this a tad bit in the pop-up married course. You all have access to the pop-up married course. While you're in the Future Wives Club, you need to be taking that. I'm giving it to you. Take the course. Go through the course. For those of you that you bought the pop up, I'm sorry, the blind spot the bride. I'm sorry, the blind spot the bride. If you haven't taken it, it is here for you now. But for those of you that bought the blind spot the bride before you got here, then I'm giving you the good girl method. That's here too. So, take those courses, especially the blind spot the bride. You let me know how it's working for you. But the blind spot the bride is supposed to help you iron out these things. And I talk about it a little bit there about the low self-esteem. Some women are looking for validation through this guy. They're looking for him to validate them. Well, he's attractive, so because he's attractive, he chose me. That means I'm important. Baby, you important whether you with him or not. But a lot of times he makes her feel special because he chose her. And a lot of times the guy working at the water company just isn't, that's not going to give her the validation she seeks. You know, she's got to explain to her friends that matters to her more than being treated well. She's got to explain, why are you with the guy from the water company? Instead of saying, you know what? I'm with the guy from the water company because he treats me good. He loves me. I enjoy his company. And he's crazy about me. And I love him too. I love him back. That takes a lot of strength. And a lot of times, a lot of women don't have the strength to stand up to pressure, peer pressure. And they want the approval of other people because they seek approval in general. And they want the approval. But baby, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of you all's husbands are going to be regular guys. And you have got to have the courage to say, you know what? The heck with all that stuff. Because a lot of that social media stuff, we see it with Christy and Desmond. All the stuff we're looking at a lot of times is fake. It's not even real. These people were struggling probably for years. And it just now breaks now. But all that time, people are looking at them and putting them on a pedestal as goals. So what does it hurt you to say, you know what? I'm crazy about, he treats me well. I don't have to worry about where that man is. He keeps his word. He treats me well. I know I'll never starve with this man because he loves me. He's going to take care of me. He's crazy about me. He tells me I'm the best thing that ever happened to him. That right there is the best security. Why wouldn't eventually some of you will get to that point where you are okay telling other people, this is why I chose this person. He's not ugly. But he's not the most handsome man in the room. And sometimes some women are going to learn that he doesn't have to be the most handsome man in the room for you to get everything you want. And you've got to be okay with that. You've got to be at peace with that. And you've got to get down to the nitty gritty. Why can't I get past a certain aesthetic? Why does it have to be that? You've got to get down to and figure that out. Am I looking for external validation? Am I looking for an amen corner? Am I looking for people to tell me goals, goals? You got it going on, girl. You got something that I wish I had. Is that what you're looking for? Because baby, it's dire straits out here. And I'm not telling you to settle. I'm telling you to be practical. I'm telling you to realize that, baby, the flex is not how your husband looks. The flex is how he treats you. That's the flex. That's always been the flex. Mature women have always known that. The flex was never how he looked. Shoot, it's a bunch of people that got a fine man on their arm and they in the dark because he didn't pay the light bill. Oh wait, he doesn't have a job. I know people personally sit up on social media chilling. Will never let you know. Prime example. One of them, her husband is Caucasian. She has so many expectations of her white husband. I'm sorry, of black men. But her white husband, nah. He gets away with murder. He works when he feels like it, pays bills when he feels like it. I'm telling you what I know. But he's jawline. So when I tell you, and I'm not discouraging for, I told you how to get a jawline. I'm telling you, if that's what you want, go for it. Some of you will get a jawline. Ivana got a jawline. But she recognized a good man, and it wasn't just because he was a jawline. It was also because he was a good guy. So if you're holding out for just that type of person, I'm saying expand. And sometimes your husband may be in the crowd, not on the stage. And I'm saying the flex is not how he looks or not how you look with him. The flex is how he treats you. How does he treat you when you're sick? How does he treat you when you're depressed and sad and lonely? How does he treat you when you've got bad news? How does he treat you when you have good news? Is he happy for you or is he in competition with you? Is he preoccupied with you or does he prioritize you? That's the flex. When you get that part, you are closer to being a wife. Where are the courses located in the Future Wives course club? Okay, that's a good question. When you go to, and I'm wrapping up here. So when you come in the space and you go to the left, it says spaces. It says group posting rules and introductions, orientation, so forth and so on. As you go on down the list, when you click on each menu item, it will take you inside that actual page. And in the page to the right, it'll say a course that is attached to that particular tab. So let's click on Future Wives Toolkit. If you look to the right hand side, as you click in, you come in, it says settings, it says all the posts that's there. When you look to the right hand side, the far right, is going to say preview course. You can click on that. It'll take you right into the marriage prep with Christian principles course. And that's super, super old, but it's available to you. It's archived. It's not even for sale anymore, but you still have access to it. Now that's the marriage prep course with Christian principles. If you go to the bulletin board, when you go to the far right, you'll see the Blind Spot the Bride course. So that's under bulletin board. Go down Future Wives Toolkit. That's a course there. When you go to Masterclass and Mentorship, click on that. You're going to see Future Wives Mastery Program. That's the one we just discontinued. And then you're going to see a new one, a new tab, and that's the Marry Well Corner. You're going to see more content to come in that space. And you should have access to the Feminine Elite Finishing School in the Marry Well Corner. And if you don't, just drop me an email, but because that's a site issue that I need to let them know. But you should have access to that course. That's not even for sale anymore. But the content in that is just I mean, it's good. So, but I want you all to finish that Blind Spot the Bride. But because that's something you need that. That's part of your toolkit. You need to get that. The Feminine Elite Finishing School is not going anywhere. As long as you're in here, you can have at it. Let's see. Under Style and Elegance Studio, click to the right. You'll see Executive Wife Masterclass. And that one is still for sale. I just don't push it. But that's for those of you that want to marry executives and high-powered white-collar guys. That's the course you need to get. And it's free. All you got to do is click on it. As long as you are a Future Wives Club member, all these courses are free to you. All right. When you go to Irresistible Standard, you click on it. The Good Girl Method is there. Okay. So, rule of thumb, click on the tab. Look to the right-hand side if there's a course. it'll be there. If it's not, click on the next one. It'll be another course, and so forth and so on. Okay? And as long as you're in the space, you have access to those courses. All right? So I'm glad that you asked that. She said, I let go of a stunting, having a jawline medical doctor guy and married a construction company owner. I'm so glad I did. He is perfect for me. Listen to Miss Nicole. I'm telling you, ladies, the flex is how he treats you. And with all of the elevation and the marrying well techniques I'm going to help you with, you're going to meet construction company owners. You're going to meet business owners. You're going to meet those kind of guys. So you don't have to worry about him being a dusty. You don't have to worry about him being ugly. All you need to do is level up everything you need to do. And God will do the rest. Trust me. Trust me on this. God bless me, because let everybody else tell it. I'm supposed to be working hard, bending over and bringing beer to guys who just want to sleep with me because I'm an old divorcee. Let them tell it. But God had the last word. He blessed me with a man who allowed me to be a housewife. He allowed me to carry on my business like I was doing. Um, and show up the way I need to show up. And he loves me. And I love him. And that, ladies, is the flex. That's the flex. All right, ladies, Happy New Year. We got a lot to cover. We're going to do the marrying well. It'll be some content in there. And as promised, I'm going to, every week, I'm going to drop some audios. And they may be audios and they might be videos, just depending on which one I do. And also, I'll be dropping regular content on the app as well. So for those of you that are looking for events, this is the social season right now, gala season right now. So now's the time to do that. Between now and late April, early May is gala season time. So those of you that want to get out and rub shoulders with the successful, now's the time to do that. All right, ladies, glad you joined me. I know this was a long one, but I think this is a good one, and I think, hopefully this helped. If you have questions, leave them under this video. You can watch the replays. When you go to events, click on to watch the replays, just in case you don't know. Go to the top, click events. When you go to events, under that it's going to say upcoming, which will show the next video. I haven't uploaded the next masterclass, but you'll see that. But you'll also see Future Wives Club Gala. It'll say 2017, but right above that, it'll say past. Click on past, and all of the past masterclasses will pop up. Have at it. You can listen to that. Or you can go to the filter by menu, drop down menu, and you can click on that, and it'll pull up all of the masterclasses. All right, but you will have ability to go and look at these to your leisure. Have at it. All right, ladies, I want you to have a marvelous, marvelous rest of the evening. And by the way, I want you ladies to communicate with each other. I also want you to feel free to reach out to me and give me suggestions on master classes that you think that we should talk about, because I don't want to just assume that you all want to talk about, because I have tons of content that I haven't even processed yet. I have audios that I just need to edit and put them out there. That's how much content I have. But I also want to do content that's pertinent and relevant to what you ladies enjoy. So let me get out of here. This is a busy night. I want to get you ladies. Uh-oh, you lost sound? Uh-oh. Okay, can you hear me? I also want you ladies to have plenty of time to get some rest. So if there's any other questions, I think we're going to get out of here. Thanks so much. I love you all. And again, I'm going to be reaching out to you by email. Not by email. I will post in the group for those of you that want to book sessions with me. Some of you, we've talked about personal packages, and because everybody has different needs, so I will give you all first dibs on my schedule, and then depending on how many of you book packages with me, then I'll open it up to the public. But you all get first to me. You all email me. You have unlimited access to email me. You can send me messages. I will respond. I won't necessarily respond to people that are not in this program. I just won't. I don't have time. They're not priority. But you ladies or Future Wives Club, you send me a message, I'm going to get to it. Okay? Just give me 24 hours at the most. I will get back to it. I will make you priority. If you want to book sessions with me, I'm going to run a sale for those of you. For those of you that you've talked to me about a package, that's the quoted price because that's a good deal. And the sale, the offer that I'm going to make is going to be around that price, so it's not going to be cheaper. But it will be cheaper than listed on the website. So if you're looking for booking sessions with me, no worries. I'll let you know probably in the next few weeks when that opens up. All right, ladies. All right. Night, night. Talk to you later. Bye.